Hi everyone and welcome to Lavender Cottage Fibre Arts podcast. This is going to be my March crafty moments vlog. So this is where I put together little clips of any crafting or making that I did throughout the month and put it all together in a month-long vlog type of video. I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land on where all of these clips were recorded, and extend my respect to their elders past, present and emerging, as well as any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who are watching this video. They are the traditional custodians of Naarm, which is alternatively called Melbourne. So that's where I live. So yeah, hope you enjoy. I think this month I've done a fair bit of knitting, a little bit of embroidery. Actually, I went to an embroidery workshop and a little bit of crochet as well. So hope you enjoy. Everyone, happy Saturday. I actually haven't checked in for this monthly vlog at all. I think I've just had a very busy start to March work-wise. My teaching workload at the university where I am working is very top-heavy for the semester, so I've had most of my teaching is in the first couple of weeks of the semester, so I haven't had a chance really to do much crafting at all. But it is extremely hot in Melbourne today. It's going to be 39 degrees, which I think is about 103 degrees Fahrenheit. So I thought it is the perfect weather to block a few things. So the first one is going to be this Sabai top that I finished while we were on our trip in Adelaide. It's a cotton linen blend that I've used for the yarn. The main thing that I really I'm hoping to get out of this blocking is just my cast on edge was a little bit, it just looks a little bit lumpy, I think. And I think it's because I've had experiences with tops in the past where if I cast on the neckline too tight, it, you can't even get it over your head. So I think I cast on quite loosely, but then as a result, it's kind of a bit, fluted almost. But because it has such a wide neckline, this top, I think I actually could have cast it on a lot tighter than what I did. So if I make this again, I think I would do the cast on, I wouldn't make an effort to have the cast on really loose. So hopefully with blocking that will kind of look a little bit better. The pattern did say that you might find the neck looks a bit weird and that blocking will improve it. So I'm hoping that actually is the case. And I'm just using the mini Strucket. I find that's a really good size for blocking like socks, but also, if you have just like a tank top, it works quite well. So I'm going to block that. And then after I'll use the same water, I'm going to block these are both two pairs of socks I actually finished ages ago, but I just was very lazy and hadn't woven the ends yet. So now I have woven in the ends on both of these as well. So yeah, after I've let this soak for 10 to 15 minutes, I will also block those two pairs of socks. And because it is so hot today, hopefully they will dry fairly quickly. Everyone, happy Tuesday. It is the 18th of March, I believe. I just have a gauge swatch here. So it was actually the launch of the Bendigo project on Sunday, and I was actually really bummed. I was going to attend the Zoom launch party, but because there was really heavy rain in Melbourne, we actually lost power for
from I think about 10 o'clock in the morning till about 5 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, we had no electricity, and so then obviously no internet either. And even I think from my phone, like the internet was really patchy, so I don't think I could have made it. So, but I did, during that time, I did knit up my swatch. So I am going to be making the long paddock jumper or sweater, which is Vera Marcoux pattern. And the yarn that I've chosen to use, I just thought it would be fun to use a yarn from either that I got at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Festival last year or from Bendigo Wool and Mills. And I actually didn't have any yarns that I bought a sweater quantity at Bendigo last year. So I had a few options from Bendigo Wool and Mills, and this is what I've gone for. So this is their rustic, no, not rustic, that's their release from this year. This one is mosaic. So this was their limited edition 8-ply that they did last year. I think it seems like every year they have a limited edition 8-ply that varies slightly from year to year what it is, because I think I've seen this year it's called rustic, and actually this year I think they also have it in a 4-ply and maybe a 10-ply as well, but I think in previous years they've just had it in the 8-ply. I'm sorry, I just moved my phone there. So this one, yeah, was called mosaic, and you can see it's got a very subtle marl to it, and this color is very interesting. I think it's called pine forest, I believe, but if I'm wrong I'll put a correction in the description box. It's got this sort of marl that it kind of looks different in different lights. Like in some lights it looks like it's sort of got this sort of yellowy green and then a more sort of, yeah, forest green marled together, and in some lights it looks more like an olive green, and in other lights it looks more of a darker green. So it's quite an interesting colour that I guess just from that marl it has quite a bit of depth. So this is, yeah, what I'm going to be using to knit my long paddock jumper.
Everyone, happy Sunday. I'm actually just watching Ali's vlog of Fibre Feast at the moment, and I'm in a very intense game of yarn chicken at the moment. So this is all the yarn I have left, and I think I have 6 rows to go on my toe before I finish. So yeah, I just thought I would show you that. I might actually show you this as well. So I think there is a company in the US that makes sort of like notions for knitting. I think they might be called Twice Sheared Sheep, and they make a slap bracelet sock ruler, and I thought that would be really cool because like it obviously rolls up very small, so you can take it in like a project bag, whereas like those wooden sock rulers are kind of a bit bulky to carry around with you. But I sort of didn't, and I couldn't find anywhere in Australia that stocks their product or a similar product. So I decided to kind of just make my own. So I actually just bought this slap bracelet from Kmart for $1, and I've just marked on it, like for me, AVK is me, and it's actually the same like sock, or me and my sister and my mum actually all have the same shoe size, so it works for all of us. And then that one is for my dad, so I just kind of marked it on there with the permanent marker, and it is wearing off a little bit, so I'll just have to remark it. I found you can get like slap bracelet rulers in Australia, but the numbering starts from about here, whereas for a sock ruler you really need to start it from the very end because that kind of slots into the heel quite nicely. So yeah, here is my homemade slap bracelet sock ruler that I made for $1 with a slap bracelet from Kmart, and I will update you. I think probably in the next like 10 minutes or so I will figure out whether I'm going to win or lose at Yarn Chicken. So it's a few minutes later. I'm actually now watching Yana from Finish Knitting Stories, and I have finished the toe on my sock. I ended up with this much left, so I actually feel almost a little bit silly that I was worried about not having enough. But yeah, so I've finished both of these socks now. I actually really like how they turned out, and I'm a bit I don't know, like I'm committed to giving these to my mum for her birthday, but I'm almost like, oh, I kind of want to keep them for myself, but that's fine. I did actually have to, this sock, I've sort of knit it, probably in total knit the whole thing twice, more or less, because I started out with just these 4 colours. And then I knit like this stripe again up here, and then realised that I wasn't going to have enough. Like if I had to do like, because I've got basically 12 stripes, if I had to do 3 repeats of everything, I wasn't going to have enough yarn. So I decided to add in a 5th colour, which I think is, I had that at the end of my February vlog, me sort of deliberating between what I would use as a 5th colour, and then I actually ended up deciding to put in a 6th colour as well, and I think they look quite nice together. I think if I would have chosen all of those colours together from the beginning, I maybe wouldn't have put these 3 next to each other, like I might have broken up, but I think it still looks okay. But then the issue I had, so I've been doing 10 round stripes on the leg, and then obviously knit the heel, and then when I got to the foot I was still doing 10 round stripes, but I was actually then I only got up to about here, so it was going to be quite short, like not long enough for my mum's shoe size. So I was then going to have to go back and do another stripe of this colour, which I didn't have enough. I thought, oh, maybe if I can do like 7 rounds or so, it would look okay, like it wouldn't be super noticeable, but I could actually only get about 4 rounds of the leftover I had of this. So I thought, oh, that's going to look a bit weird if there's like a really short stripe of this and then a little bit more of this pink. So I actually ripped out the entire foot in both socks. Actually, that's, I guess, the problem with knitting things 2 at a time. If you make a mistake, you've usually made it twice. So I ripped out both of the feet back up to here, and what I have actually done, I don't know if it is obvious or not, but I've actually, in the foot, I've knitted 12 rounds of each colour instead of 10, so that way I still have 6 stripes on the foot, but it is, each stripe is 2 rounds longer, so I actually get that additional 12 rows that I needed. Instead of having to do another stripe and a bit, I just made each individual stripe slightly longer, so that is what I did. But I think, I don't know, this has actually taken me a lot longer to knit than most other pairs of vanilla socks, but I think once I ripped out both feet I was very determined, so I actually knit like each foot took me a day to re-knit it, just because I was like, yeah, I want to get this done. I guess the only problem as well with having that, I've added like an additional 2 rounds to each, like obviously when I ripped it out, the ball of yarn that I had was for 10 rounds, so I then had to add in, so the foot of both of these is going to have an absolute ton of ends to weave in, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm really glad at how they turned out, and I think hopefully my mum will really like them. Hi everyone, it is Sunday the 23rd of March, so happy Sunday. I'm actually just about to head off to a knitting meetup, so I thought I would show you what I'm wearing. This is the Sabai top by Suzanne Müller, who's Paula Strickt, that's her like designer name, and I knitted in the BC Garn Alino. I think the colorway is number 25. I think their colors just have numbers, I think. So I will just quickly stand up and show you what it looks like. So yeah, hopefully you can see that, and I've just styled it with some black and white gingham pants. And so as for what project I'm going to take, I just finished a pair of vanilla socks, so I don't have a current vanilla sock whip, which is usually what I take to like knitting group things, just so I don't really have to think too much about what I'm doing, that I can chat to people and stuff. But I've actually started making some crochet jellyfish, like amigurumi jellyfish, to make a mobile for a friend who her baby shower is coming up at the start of April. So this is like the they call it the cap. I don't know if that is actually like a marine biology term, or if that's just what the designer has called this part of the jellyfish. So I've started making some of these, and then you make like just a circle, and then stuff the jellyfish, and then attach the circle, and then you crochet some tentacles. So I have made this pattern once before, but I made it before in an 8-ply, and this time I'm using a 4-ply cotton. The yarn's just Shepier's Katona, which is a 4-ply mercerized cotton. So this is kind of what they look like when they're finished. So yeah, the pattern's just called Crochet Jellyfish, and it's a pattern from One Dog Wolf, is the blog name. And you can, I think you can buy a printable version of the pattern, or you can also just get the pattern for free off her blog as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going to take with me. I might also, in case I get sick of crochet, I've also got this sock that I'm working on. This is a finished one, but the other one I haven't finished yet. Is this pattern is called O Me Miserum or Miserum, and it's by Jess Thompson, who is Knit and Knot, and I actually test knit the sock last year, but it's taken me forever to get the second sock finished, so I thought I would take that too, just in case I get not sick of crochet, but these are it's crocheted at quite a tight gauge, so I think it might start to hurt my hands after a while, and I always find working with cotton is a bit harder on my hands as well. So yeah, I'm about to head out. This is the first time they've had the knitting meetup at this place, so we'll see how it goes. It's called Welcome to Brunswick, and it's in Sydney Road, and I'm actually house sitting. I'm at Pia's house at the moment, so I'm house sitting for her while she's away in Japan, so it's quite convenient. It's only about, I think, a 10-minute drive for me to get to Welcome to Brunswick. So yeah, gonna head out and spend the afternoon doing some knitting and crochet. Then when I get home, I might try and I'll take Susie and Juliet for a walk, try to do like a little bit of a longer walk on the weekends, and then I will do some cooking for lunch and dinner during the week. Morning everyone, happy Sunday. It is the 30th of March, so the second last day of March, and I'm just about to head out to the outer eastern suburbs of Melbourne to the Yarra Valley Wool Show, which is in a suburb called Murrelbark. And I think there's about maybe 50 vendors going to be there, so should be pretty good. I am trying to limit myself to just purchasing one skein of yarn, so that's in line with my, I have to use up 200 grams to purchase 100 grams at the moment. My current yarn purchasing allowance is 123 grams, I think, so just, yeah, one skein of yarn. I might pick up a few little notions as well, just I guess I'll see what's there. So I'm wearing my, this is a top that I finished quite a while ago. It's the So Summer shirt by Jessie May Designs. And the yarn that I use for this one is from Rainbows and Sprinkles. The colorway was called Seafoam, but I don't think she has it anymore. So yeah, that is my knit fit for the day. So yeah, we will get going, and I'll try and hopefully, sometimes I struggle to, like, once I get to the yarn show, I just want to like look at everything, and sometimes I forget to film very much, but I'll try and film a few little bits and pieces of what is on offer there as well. So yeah. everyone, it is the last day of March, so it's Monday the 31st, and I just got home from work, so I'm probably going to finish the Crafty Moments vlog for March here. So I just thought I would show you a little bit of what I've been working on predominantly for the last week or so, and also some goodies that I picked up yesterday at the Yarra Valley Wool Show. So I'll start with my projects. So the two main things that I've been focusing on at the moment is my long paddock jumper or sweater, and this is a pattern by Vera Marku, who's I think her handle is Vera Loves Knitting, and this is part of the Bendigo project. So I think I've only showed before just my gauge swatch, and I'll just kind of swivel it around on the needle so it gets to a point where I can show kind of the pattern. So it's basically, I guess, an all over texture using knits and purls. So half of the sweater has what she calls the vertical stripe section, which is a 2x3 rib, and then you do the other half of the sweater is horizontal stripes. So you alternate rows of stockinette and then reverse stockinette to achieve that texture. So I've been working on this for about a week so far, and this is the yarn that I'm using. It's the Bendigo Woolen Mills Mosaic, and I'm pretty sure the colour is called either pine or forest, but I will have to look that up because the little tag that comes with the ball has fallen out and I'm not too sure where it is. So yes, that is how much I've done so far, and this is just all from this one ball, but they do come in 200-gram balls, and I am knitting the size 5. So yeah, that is my progress on that. But then I've actually been spending most of my crafting time working on a crochet project. So this is for a baby, a friend's baby, and the baby shower is actually this coming Sunday. So I have kind of got my sort of work cut out for me, and I'm going to make a mobile with these amigurumi jellyfish. I think I did share, like I showed the pattern earlier on in the month, but I guess I'll show you kind of like my like what my plans are for it. So I guess it's taking me a while just because there's so many components to it. So I'm actually crocheting 9 jellyfish. I don't think I can hold them all up together, but I've basically done all of the components of like the top of the jellyfish and the base. And so I've basically got a rainbow of jellyfish. So I've got red, orange, yellow, green, and then I've got a teal color, and then a blue color, and then a purple and a pink. So that will be kind of my jellyfish, and then in the middle I actually have a white jellyfish, and then my plan is for the tentacles that I'm using like the same color as the head and the base of it, and then so for half the tentacles, and then the other half I'm doing in like a more pastel shade. So that is kind of, I guess, how it will kind of look similar. And so I've just got this like Ziploc bag. This is what I've been taking with me on the train or the tram each day. I've just been taking one color and trying to, but the tentacles take me about half an hour to make one. So because I have 9 jellyfish and each jellyfish has 8 tentacles, yeah, 72 tentacles. So it's a fair bit of work to make all of them, but I'm probably about 60% of the way through, I think. So I'm really hoping that I can get it done by Sunday. I'm kind of envisaging that my entire Saturday will be taken up. And then I thought I'll show you, this is for the white jellyfish. It's actually going to have the rainbow. So one tentacle in each of the colors, but I'm just doing like the bold colors. I'm not going to do any pastel tentacles on the white jellyfish. And I do have some safety eyes and some black embroidery thread to just do like a little, I think they'll look less threatening. Like I think without the without the smiley face, they kind of look, I guess, like in Australia, like, I don't know, all animals are poisonous practically. So I would actually be quite scared of jellyfish in the wild, but I think if it has a smiley face on it, it will not look threatening. So yes, those are the main 2 projects that I have been working on predominantly for the past probably week or 2. So yeah, and now I will just show you some little bits and pieces that I got yesterday at the Yarra Valley Wool Show. So it was a really good day. It was actually perfect weather. Like I think it was in the sort of low 20s. So I wasn't too hot wearing my knitted t-shirt, but I sort of wasn't too cold either. And it wasn't like, it was sunny, but it wasn't like a really harsh sun. I actually ended up spending like more time there than what I had initially intended to, because I just kept bumping into various people. So I saw Ash from the Smash Knits podcast, bumped into her. I bumped into Heather from the Sowry Weaving Studio, where me and Pia have done a couple of classes. And then I bumped into a whole bunch of people from my knitting group. So some of them I we sort of intentionally went at the same time, and other people we sort of just ran into. But it was really nice to catch up with people, and some of the people from my knitting group, I haven't seen them for a while because I haven't had a chance to be at a couple of meetups. So yeah, it was nice, and just good to chat with a lot of the vendors as well. So I'll show you the non-yarn purchases I made first. So the first, this is not in chronological order of like what I purchased, but I'll just sort of pick them up one at a time. So the first thing I will show is I got a project bag from Patil Knits, and it's this like Paris themed fabric. It kind of actually reminded me of the, I think it's called Delft blue, that China from the Netherlands. It has those like blue and white, but yeah, it's a Paris themed bag. So that was from Patil Knits. This little sheep is from the Felt Fairy. So they had all different kinds of like felt like puppets and toys and stuff like that. So I actually bought this as a gift for my nephew because he has this children's book called Where is the Green Sheep? So the whole way through the book you're looking for, it's a way to learn, I guess, about like colours and things like that. Yeah, so and in the final page of the book you find the green sheep. So I just thought he would like to have a green sheep for when he reads that book. And then I got a few notions, so just some sort of progress keepers. So these flower ones were from Chrissy, who is What Will She Make? I think we have followed each other on Instagram for a while, but I hadn't actually met her in person before, so that was nice. And then these ones I got from Jamie of Jamie Creates. Some more little, I would probably use these more as, yeah, like a progress keeper rather than a stitch marker, because they're a little bit bigger, but they're all different like condiments, I guess. The main one, I really liked the Nutella one and the Biscoff one, so I thought they were very cute. So those were from Jamie. And then the rest of what I got, I think, is fibre and one skein of yarn. So I was on a one skein of yarn limit, so I actually basically looked at all of the stalls and then made my decision. It was very difficult, but I ended up going for a skein from the Knitting Man Recommends, and this is her Tootsie base. So it's a her sort of fingering weight sock yarn. So it's an 80-20 merino nylon, but the yardage is a bit different. So this one's only 334 meters, so I think it's maybe a bit more plump than some other sock yarns. And this colorway is called Rock Pool. So it's really, really highly speckled. I think that will work up quite nicely. And it actually took me a few minutes to choose a skein. Like she had a few skeins of this colorway, but they were sort of quite different. Like some had a bit more blue, a bit more pink. So yeah, it took me a while to pick a skein, but that's what I ended up going with. So the Knitting Man Recommends, who I think her name is Karen. And yeah, the colorway is called Rock Pool. So that one there. And then I got some fibre. So from Chloe at Woolen Works, I think this is maybe the first time she's dyed fibre. I got a braid of Fairy Bread. So this is a colorway, like I think it's one of her not necessarily her like core colorways, but she's had this colorway for quite a while on her yarn, and I think she's
sort of like it's, I guess, one of her greatest hits, I'll say, but she dyed it up on some fibre. I think she actually said, and like, don't take this as like a hard and fast thing, but she said she probably won't, not that she'll never dye fibre again, but she probably won't routinely dye fibre, that this was just something that she was having a bit of a trial with. And then the other fibre that I got was from Coven Collective. So I got this braid here, which is called, it doesn't have a name. It's just a green, and so this is a merino roving, so 100 grams in this green colour. I thought it had a name, but it just says hand-dyed grey merino roving. So I think it's just that the I guess the fibre underneath has a slightly grey hue to it. So yeah, you do see bits of the grey kind of peeking through there. And then funnily enough, the other thing that I bought from Coven Collective is a fibre bat that is also called fairy bread. So that's kind of cool. Like, these are two different interpretations of fairy bread. And if you are not from Australia, I guess you might not have heard of fairy bread. It's like a treat that children usually have at like birthday parties and stuff. So it's basically just white bread that is buttered, and then you put in Australia we call them hundreds and thousands, but I think in other places they would just call them sprinkles. So you butter the bread and then you cover it with sprinkles, so it is like a rainbow. Maybe I'll try and find a photo of what it looks like, or you could Google image search, I guess, fairy bread. But it's a very classic thing that you'll find at any Australian children's party. So this is the Coven Collective interpretation of fairy bread. And this is also 100 grams, and it's merino lamb's wool and then recycled sari silk is what gives the colours. And I think I am a huge sucker for anything with recycled sari silk. Like whenever we go to Heather's sari weaving workshops, I always see if she has some, because sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, but I really like using it in weaving. So yeah, it will be fun to see what it looks like in a hand spun yarn. I must admit I haven't had a lot of time to practice my spinning at the moment. Just I've got a few test knits that I'm doing, and also these baby gifts that kind of have a bit of a deadline, so that's kind of been taking up most of my focus at the moment. But hopefully once those are completed, I will have a little bit more time to spend on practicing my spinning. Like, I'm still, I think the point that I'm currently at, it is still like a frustrating process a little bit. I think it's the learning curve, I feel, I'm not learning the skill, I guess, as quickly as with either knitting or crochet. So just taking me a while to work on it. And I guess, yeah, sometimes I get a bit frustrated and then just want to have a little bit of a break from it. So, but I am very keen to develop the skill, because it is, the results that you can produce with it are very lovely. So I am going to persevere, but it's just taking me a little bit longer. So yeah, that's, I think, basically it. I think I will leave it here for the March vlog. So hopefully you enjoyed yeah, the little bits and pieces of crafting that I did throughout the month of March. And yeah, if you want to see, my aim is to record one of these videos per month. So just little snippets of my craft projects from throughout the month. Not necessarily like finished objects and things like that, just little bits of working on different projects. And we also do or attempt to do a monthly regular podcast episode where we share FOs, whips and plans, and then a monthly knit and chat video as well, where me and my sister Pia talk about some kind of craft adjacent topic while we have a little bit of a knit or crochet on a project. So if you're keen to see any of those things, then I would be delighted if you subscribe to the channel. And if you did like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and you can always leave me a comment about what you are working on while you watch the video, or if you have any
feedback about things that you would like to see more of in these vlogs. I'm always open to any of that kind of feedback as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video, and until next time, I wish you happy stitching. Bye.